All right, everyone, let's begin our final 3D book drawing. Now, in this week, you should create kind of two drawings. First will be your practice, and after you finish your practice, then you can get all your supplies out together and begin your final. The only difference from our practice and our final is that we are going to outline it in Sharpie and color it with colored pencils. So you'll need Sharpie, colored pencils, pencil and eraser, and white paper. Instead of computer paper, which is a little bit thinner, I grabbed some paper that was a little bit thicker. So you can kind of see the difference. This is a little thicker. This could be paper from a sketchbook page or cardstock because I want my final to be on nice paper. Excuse me. All right, let's get started. First step is to draw it. So remember, we're drawing a stack of books sitting on top of a shelf. We're going to draw that shelf first. Go up 1 inch from the bottom. Horizontal line. Again, if you are watching this video, just like always, you can draw with me or you can watch the video and draw afterward. So if you want to draw with me, you can get kind of some second practice in because we're drawing it together. All right, here's the top of my shelf. I want 1, 2, 3 books stacked on top of each other. I'm going to go about 1 inch up. And starting in the middle, not too far over, starting in the middle, I will draw a horizontal line. The longer or the farther I go up, the thicker my books. I'm going to go up another 1.5 inches and draw a horizontal line. They should start and stop about the same place. So one is not really long and one's not really short. All right, go up. Horizontal line, and one more line. I'm going to make it a little bit narrower for that top book. All right, I have a stack of lines. Remember the curve lines for the spine? Yep, you can flip your paper so it's easier to draw. Connect this line to this line with a curved line. In this video, I'm going to go slightly faster because our main focus will be on coloring and outlining. So if you feel like you need more practice, you can always go back to the practice video. All right, diagonal line. Match that angle, put your pencil on the line, scoot it up. And one for each. All right, here to here. Pencil here, this is a horizontal line. Slide it up. If it gets too long, erase those extra lines. Flip your paper to the side, curve line, curve line, curve line. Erase any extra. The main thing here is that your diagonal lines all match each other. One's not going this way and the other's going this way. They all kind of match each other. And these are horizontal, left to right. Okay? All right, let's draw a curved line here to show a gap in the spine. Maybe on this one too. All right. Now, let's draw the back of the shelf. Start your line on the side. Draw a horizontal line. Stop. Jump over. And do your best to continue it on at the same level, not lower, not higher. Cool. All right, it's looking good. Okay, now let's draw the cover. Diagonal line. Triangles. And there we have it. Okay, now we're at the point where we're going to take our Sharpie, take the cap off, put it on the end so you don't lose it, and we're going to start outlining. Outlining is after we have drawn our books and our shelf. I would outline here, and if you want to outline anything more like the titles on your book pages, you can do that, but I'm just going to go ahead and get started here. Okay, when I am outlining around my book pages, I kind of want to do a double outline right here so it looks like the book has a thicker cover. So I can draw a line here and then right underneath make it double to look like a thicker cover. Here, here, and here. When you go over your pencil lines, don't be so worried about going right on top of the pencil because we can always erase any pencil lines that we still see after we're done. All right, good so far. Okay, now what I want to do is actually draw the titles of my books. And this is a really fun part because you can make up your own book titles. You can make up a silly name like The Crazy Adventures of, I don't know, you can even put your name in there, The Crazy Adventures of Miss Wright. Or you could create a book that has a title just about something that you love. So I like plants a lot, so I just named this book Plants, right? Or you can think about a favorite book of yours and actually label the book that book title. When I was a kid, one of my favorite books that I loved was called Goodnight Moon. This is when I was really little. So because this is one of my favorite books, I labeled it in my drawing. But remember, it doesn't have to be a real book. It could be something you love or your own title. Okay, when you're drawing it, try not to draw it all at this angle. You want to draw your letters kind of vertically. So I'm going to name this bottom book Plants, and I'm going to draw a little diagonal line, and that's almost like pages on a notebook paper where you draw right on top. And then I'm going to draw a vertical line. I want the vertical line to be the line of my first letter, P, L. Look how my L angles down. A, N, T, and S, plants. I might want to draw a little leaf, curved line with a little stem on the side. All right, let's outline that so you can see it better. All right, what if you want to do block letters or letters that are thicker than single lines like this? I'll teach you how. All right, I'm going to angle it down. Whoops. You know what? I actually don't need that. All right, I'm going to spell the word art using block letters. With art, I want to draw a diagonal line. For the A, go over, diagonal line, over, up, over, down. The A has that little hole in it that's shaped like a tiny triangle, right? The R goes straight down, curve line, angle out, over, and like a little triangle on the bottom, and then a little teeny tiny D inside. That's the hole in the R. The T, vertical line, horizontal line, vertical, down, over, up, over. All right. If you want to learn how to draw more block letters, I'm going to show a picture in the Nearpod that has all the letters for as block letters. So if you want to look at that page, you can figure out how to draw different words with block letters. All right, for art, I maybe want to do some little spirals for some decorative flair. Okay. All right, now the top book will be kind of the coolest because you can actually draw the cover or decorate the cover as you want it. So I'm going to think about something else I love, and that is dogs. So I'm going to write the word dogs on the spine, and I'm going to draw a little dog paw. 1, 2, 3, 4 little paws or ovals, and in the middle of the book I'm going to draw another dog paw. Sometimes books just have a single little symbol on top. Get creative with your titles. Make them things that represent you and what you love, or the real life books that are your favorite. They don't have to be make-believe titles, or they can. It's whatever you are feeling. All right, remember those book pages, how we kind of turned our pencil or our paper over, and then we drew those whiskey lines. I'm going to just go ahead and do it right in my Sharpie. I'm going to do it on all three, and then flip my paper over. Some can be long, some can be short. Just don't draw lines all the way through if you want to do the whiskey kind. You can if you want. All right, at the edge of the book pages, whisk that marker. You don't have to make them touch. You can just kind of make them go on each side like that. And we are drawing book pages. All right, I kind of lift my marker once I'm done, and that helps it have a kind of little pointed tip instead of being really straight like that. All right, what is next? What's next is we're going to draw the two little parallel lines to show the different pieces of our bookshelf. And now, believe it or not, we have reached the point we are ready to color. Before we color anything, we want to grab that eraser, erase any pencil lines that we still see, because all we need is that Sharpie outline now. I love outlining in Sharpie because it almost makes our drawing look like it is a coloring sheet. We are the creators of our very own personal book coloring sheet. Whisk those little pieces off our paper by putting your hand on your paper and whisking it so the paper doesn't crunch up. Okay, I'm going to use colored pencils today because I want to play a little bit with blending and coloring lightly and darkly and dark. Okay, now I'm going to start with the background. I want this background to look like it is wallpaper and to look like plaid wallpaper. So that means vertical lines and horizontal lines. I'm going to take my colored pencil and just draw vertical lines even width apart. And when I get to the top of the books, I'm not going to see it all the way down, right? So I'm only going to start at the top of my book and go up. Once I get past my books, that's when I start it again on this horizontal line. All right, left to right, all the way through. Oop, books are in my way. I know to stop, jump over, and continue. Grab a similar color like orange, draw orange right next to the yellow. If you want your background to maybe be like shapes or just to be a solid color, definitely do that too. I just wanted mine to look like a plaid pattern. Maybe draw a contrasting color like blue and add that a little ways in. All right, I like the background. Okay, remember that wood texture that we learned? Well, go ahead and pick up a brown color pencil and just draw that little skinny oval to get it started. Remember, we're drawing that wood grain texture that we practiced on our practice sheet. This is a wood shelf. Draw another oval right around it. It's going to look like a little pond. Another oval, oval. When you start getting near the edge of the paper, that's when you draw around and just stop, right? The books are getting in my way. I'm going to bring this curved here, curved. Don't draw on top of the books, just continue the line wherever you have room. All right, when I'm bringing this around, I'm going to curve it this way. And now these are going to start kind of flaring this way. Okay, draw another skinny oval, oval around, stop at the books. All right, now let's draw the texture for the edges of the shelf. Remember, it's kind of like a rainbow, curved line that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Kind of like a slide, it kind of starts looping or sweeping down. Opposite way. All right, I like it a lot. Now it's time to color the books. When you're coloring the books, you make them whatever color you want. I'm going to use colors that are contrasting to each other though. So blue and yellow are contrasting colors on the color wheel, and red and green are contrasting colors. So that will make my books pop out of my background. Okay, so for the top, I'm going to use a blue bind. So remember that spine of the book is curved. What I'm going to do is when I'm coloring, I'm going to color also in a curved direction. I'm going to bring you a little bit closer so you can see this. What will happen is when I draw or color in this curved direction, the spine of my book will look curved. Remember, this is all about making it look 3D. So if I color curved, my book will actually look more 3D. My lights turned off in my room. I'm going to run and put those back on. And we're back. All right, if my letters are single, I can just color right over them. Curve, 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 back and forth, back and forth. It's like a curved zigzag line. I don't want my paw prints to be blue, so I'm going to jump over those, color around them, and we're good. Right here, I want this to be flat. I'm going to just do horizontal coloring. All right, right here, wherever the crease of the book stops, I'm going to just color a little bit darker. And this is going to look like a little bit like a shadow. Even on the top, I'm going to draw a little darker. And maybe on the edge here. You can even pick up a darker blue and make it even more shadowed that way. Just some colored pencil things, tricks that will make your drawing look even more realistic. Okay, let's make these corner pieces blue too. All right, the cover of my book, I want it to be a contrasting color to blue, and that is orange. I'm going to color in the same diagonal motion as the lines that I drew. If I color in the same direction as the lines, again, my book just looks even more realistic. I'm going to color this solid orange, and then we're going to talk about how to make it a little bit more shadowed. Careful to go around whatever my drawing is in the middle. You don't have to just draw one thing in the middle. You can even draw the cover of a real book, like on this one. I drew the cover of Goodnight Moon on top. This is actually one that I painted. All right. To make this look more realistic, I'm going to grab an orange and going around the edges, or a red orange, going around the edges, I'm going to press a little bit harder this way to make those edges pop more. Pressing a little harder. So I didn't press too hard when I colored it all orange. And now that I kind of have a border of it, I'm going to just kind of blend it in, drawing a little bit lighter with the rest of my orange. So it just kind of evenly blends in, going on top of that orange I've already drawn. All right, I like the look of it. Let's keep moving on. All right, for this one, I'm going to make it yellow. Again, I'm going to draw in that curved direction so that the spine of my book looks curved, right? Being careful not to go in my letters if they are block letters. I'm going to grab an orange to color the seam, add some shadow. All right, if I want it to look like I can see a little bit of the cover, I can continue that color on the pages part. Maybe you want to do that with the blue for that top book. All right. For plants, I'm going to make that green, and I'm going to draw color with the curve line. Maybe even want to do green stripes. So I'm going to stop right there and just do a different color of green. Dark green, light green, dark green, light green. Use the dark green to do the shadow part. Draw around the pages with the same color. Alright, I'm going to make my paw print brown. I'm going to draw it darker on the side and make it lighter as I get to the right side. Darker, light, dark and light. Like that. Alright, I am finished with my final 3D book drawing. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I believe in you. If you first look at this project and think, oh, I don't know if I can do that, I want you to try. All right? And I also want your drawing to look different from mine. I'm really excited to see what kind of titles you give your books, what kind of colors you color them with, and how you decorate that cover. If you have any questions, remember to message me and I will be happy to help. Good luck, my artists.